Imagine walking into a room, talking to completely empty space, and having a system not just transcribe what you say, but, actually listen to you.
It's like picking up on the subtle stress in your tone and figuring out you're completely overwhelmed.
And then it just, well, quietly reorganizes your entire calendar in the background to give you a breather. I mean, that is no longer science fiction.
It's just the reality of the technology we're unpacking today.
Welcome to episode 500 of the daily podcast, AI Brief. I'm your host, Leah, and alongside my co-host, Amin, we're doing a deep dive into a massive shift in how we actually interact with machines.
It's so great to hit the episode 500 milestone with our community.
hmm
And, the human connection makes covering all this artificial intelligence so rewarding.
It really does. And our mission for today's deep dive is pretty packed. We're exploring OpenAI's massive upgrade to voice reasoning, Google's bold new AI-driven health strategy, and Anthropic's really intense preparations for AI that can build itself.
Which is such a fascinating lineup because, honestly, today's topics perfectly capture a turning point. We're seeing AI permanently move out of the text box.
Right into our daily lives.
Exactly. It's moving into our real-time conversations, our physical health, and potentially its own autonomous development.
Well, getting rid of the keyboard is step one, so we are kicking off today's new updates with OpenAI. They just introduced a new real-time voice trio, GPT Real-Time 2, GPT Real-Time Translate, and GPT Real-Time Whisper.
And this is huge because older AI voice tools always felt a bit unnatural.
Oh, completely. I felt like using a clunky walkie-talkie. You push a button, state your prompt, sit in awkward silence, and eventually get this robotic response. But Real-Time 2 feels like actual banter.
Because it brings GPT-5 level reasoning directly to live speech.
Or you nailed it. The model actually talks while it thinks, and it controls its tone for maximum realism. The big metric to watch here is Big Bench audio. Real-Time 2 just hit 96.6%, which is a massive 15-point jump from the 81.4% its predecessor scored. Plus, the live translator now covers over 70 languages.
That 15-point jump is wild.
It is. So for you and our listeners trying to picture enterprise workflows, how does this shift from typing at an AI to actually talking to it change the game?
Well, it basically signals that the turn-based era of AI is ending. Big Bench audio tests complex spoken logic. So the AI can follow a multi-step verbal puzzle, handle interruptions, and pivot conversations without crashing.
So it isn't getting confused when you change your mind mid-sentence?
Not at all. It handles multiple tools at once without those awkward processing pauses. We're already seeing Zillow use it to build real estate agents that talk property history.
Oh, that makes sense for complex sales.
And Priceline is doing voice-managed travel, while Deutsche Telekom is deploying it for customer support. The conversational flow is just completely unbroken now.
That seamless integration into our conversations perfectly sets up our next story, which is AI integrating invisibly into our physical well-being. Google has made this aggressive new health play.
By opening up that Gemini-powered AI health coach to the public, right?
That's the one. They're folding everything. The Fitbit app, Health Connect, Apple Health, wearable data, and even U.S. medical records into a single Google Health Hub. But the most interesting part is the hardware.
The new Fitbit Air.
Yes, the $99 Fitbit Air. It weighs just 12 grams and packs heart rate, oxygen, and temperature sensors. But, and this is the wild part, it is entirely screenless.
Which seems so counterintuitive for a fitness tracker.
It feels like a massive risk. You're taking away the main interface. But the AI has such practical uses now. It tailors your weekly workouts, interprets dense medical records, and can even identify the food you're eating just from a quick phone photo.
And removing the screen is actually brilliant because Google is positioning the AI layer as the core product, not the hardware itself.
So the hardware is just a passive sensor.
Exactly. The interface isn't something you look at anymore. It's an invisible layer that looks at you. And Google is smartly opening this AI coach to competitors later this year, like Apple Watch, Garmin, and Aura.
So they become the central hub for personalized health guidance, regardless of what device you actually buy.
Which gives them the holistic data they need to make the AI genuinely predictive rather than just a dashboard of past stats.
That brings us to the massive foundational shifts happening behind closed doors to power all these systems. Anthropic just formally introduced a new research arm called the Anthropic Institute, or TAI.
And their formal research agenda is treating self-improving AI as an active, impending reality.
It is incredibly intense. They're proposing Cold War-style hotlines between AI labs and global governments, along with mandatory fire drills for sudden capability surges.
Which sounds like a sci-fi movie.
It really does. I have to ask, is preparing for a so-called intelligence explosion warranted based on our current trajectories, or is this terminology just a bit theatrical?
I mean, I get why it sounds theatrical, but the tone is totally validated when you look at the mechanics. TAI sits directly inside Anthropic to study Claude's internal workflows and security signals before they ever hit the market.
So they are seeing the raw, unpolished capabilities.
Right. They aren't just talking about chatbots. They're tracking models that could independently write and deploy better architectural code for themselves. That is why they are committing to publishing threat research.
And they are monitoring the economic side too, right?
Yes, they're running monthly worker surveys and pulling economic index data to monitor economic disruption and governance. When models advance this rapidly, the labor market impact could be overnight.
Well, the whole ecosystem is moving way too fast to stop at just those three stories. I mean, the sheer volume of releases today is staggering. So I'm going to hand the floor over to you to guide everyone through the rest of the day's major developments.
I appreciate that. Let's slow down our rhythm just a bit to digest all this because we are seeing a clear trend toward hyper-personal localized AI. First up, Claude for 365 is now generally available on paid plans,
And I saw the Outlook integration is in public beta.
which is fantastic because Claude can now smoothly remember your conversational context across Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. You never have to re-explain the project you're working on.
That eliminates so much repetitive prompting. What about the startup space?
Over in NYC, a startup named Vellum just raised $25 million for what they call personal intelligence agents.
Are those running locally?
They are. They run locally on your computer, take actions on your behalf, and actually learn your personality and preferences over time without sending your data to the cloud.
That privacy angle is huge for enterprise adoption. And speaking of personal media, Spotify had an update.
Yes, Spotify launched personal podcasts. It turns your private briefings or text notes into custom synthesized audio that lives right inside your Spotify library.
So you can literally listen to your work notes on your commute. That is brilliant. Did OpenAI push out any new features today?
They rolled out a really important safety feature called Trusted Contact. It's an opt-in ChatGPT tool that alerts a designated friend or family member if the AI detects conversational signs of self-harm risk.
That is a very proactive approach to user safety. And on the enterprise and defense side, Scale AI made some massive moves.
They landed a $500 million Pentagon contract for military data analysis.
Wait, didn't they just sign a massive deal last year?
They did, a $100 million deal last September. So this is a five-fold increase in under a year, which shows how fast military logistics are adopting commercial AI.
That scale is hard to comprehend. Meanwhile, Perplexity is expanding its footprint too.
They're rolling out their personal computer app to all Mac users now, so the AI can take agentic action across your local files and navigate using the Comet browser.
Really bringing that personal intelligence right to the desktop. Let's wrap up this section with Mozilla.
Mozilla just published a post about utilizing Claude Mythos preview for their security engineering.
Did it actually improve their vulnerability patching?
Dramatically. They patched more security bugs in the month of April than in the past 15 months combined.
Wow. When you synthesize all those updates for the listener, there is a very clear pattern. AI is becoming hyper-personalized and hyper-local. We are moving away from cloud-based novelty chatbots and entering an era of integrated assistants that manage local files, create personal podcasts, and proactively look out for our safety.
Which means the tools we use to manage our daily workflows have to evolve just as fast.
Exactly, which transitions us perfectly into today's trending AI tools. I want to give you, the listener, specific, actionable use cases so you can instantly boost your productivity today. Let's start with Gamma.
Oh, Gamma is the absolute lifesaver for when you forget to prep for a meeting.
Yes, you just type in a few sentences and it instantly generates a compelling, highly visual pitch deck. Then there's Dina.
Which is perfect for remote teams. Instead of typing a long, confusing email to explain a workflow, Dina creates a beautiful, polished screen capture video.
Such a time saver. And if you're always on the go, you have to try Get This. You can use voice commands or snap quick screenshots on your phone to automatically generate and assign tasks to your team.
And to keep all those tasks organized, Blaze is the central hub you need. It uses AI to ingest your chaotic task lists and fragmented calendars and consolidates them into one managed dashboard.
I love that. Now, if you are tired of digging through nested folders for a specific PDF, use Phylect.
Natural language search for your whole computer, right?
Exactly. Just tell it to find the invoice from last Tuesday with the weird formatting, and it instantly organizes your local files.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
What about for business implementation?
GPT Real-Time 2 is ready for deployment. You can use it for your customer service or personal triage to give clients an AI that can actually think and maintain flow. And for creators, we have two major tools. Studio Agent by 11 Labs, which drafts video content and automatically places sound effects on the timeline.
And Grok Imagine Quality Mode by XAI for when you need top-tier visual fidelity and highly realistic image generation.
Those are the tools to watch.
And just to give our listeners a quick practical angle on this, imagine combining Phylect and get this.
Oh, merging the local search with the task generation?
Exactly. You find an elusive file on your desktop using natural language with Phylect, and the second it appears, you use your voice via Get This to turn it into an actionable task for a colleague. You completely eliminate desktop friction.
You execute a multi-step workflow without ever touching your mouse? That is incredible.
It really changes the way we think about operating a computer.
Well, as we bring this deep dive to a close, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought linking all the stories we covered today. We started with OpenAI giving voice agents the ability to reason in real time.
And then Google shrinking its health coach into an invisible 12-gram earpiece tracker.
And finally, Anthropic actively preparing for an intelligence explosion where AI rapidly rewrites its own code. So, if Anthropic is right, and that capability leap truly is right around the corner.
It makes you wonder about the hardware.
Exactly. How long will it be before your $99 screenless Fitbit Air isn't just a health coach, but a fully autonomous agent managing your entire life via real-time conversational voice?
It's both thrilling and a little bit daunting to imagine.
The timeline is accelerating faster than anyone predicted. Thank you for joining us for episode 500 of AI Brief. Please follow and share the podcast if you found today's insights valuable. See you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this milestone episode.